That is a very horrifyingly tragic tale. I wonder, was Dillian put under the Bloody Eagle? Because I know that that was a very common execution style. Hey, buddy! You gonna let me cross? You gonna let me cross?
He's gone.
The gods made you a warrior for a reason. It's your calling. Why suffer the past when there is a new road ahead? The only one that makes any sense.
He has a really cool sword. I'm just now noticing that. Hey, come on, buddy.
Behind you.
Ow! Ow! Come on.
It's not over. It's not over.
Ow. Oh, it is over. I fucked that up hardcore. Further up my arm it goes. Oh, I started moving before, I started gliding before I moved. That was, I don't think that was intended. Man, I was overconfident.
You're close. Behind you. You finished it.
That went much smoother this time. And I don't keep it, yeah. That went much smoother this time, and oh, I think I need to up the brightness just a second. Alright, yeah, that's a little better. There we go. Because that's gonna be really dark for you guys, probably. Let me just... not that. Oh, not that. That works. Alright, into Helheim we go.
Every gate you open into darkness brings another challenge.
Oh, God. Come on. Could really use some of that focus again now. He's the biggest mofo.
It's not over. It's not over. She's injured. She's not gonna make it.
Ow. Ooh. That's not good. Come on. Up, 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 up. Up, 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 up.
She can still do it. Slow. Behind you. Quickly get up. They're coming.
Come on.
Finish this. Finish. It's not.
God. God, come on. Come on. God, you took a beating, sir.
She's hurt. She's injured. She will take it. End it.
Oh, God. Ooh. So we had a big dude and a bunch of dudes. They're a little harder to kill this time around, I think. At least it seems like it. Ugh. That was rough. That was incredibly stressful. But I go here, I think, now. Ooh. One, maybe two guys is manageable. Once it gets up to like 3 people, it is rough. Like, incredibly rough.
However you come to the gold-covered bridge that leads to Hell, you may find it guarded by a giantess. She will ask your name. She will ask your lineage. She will ask your business. The Northmen tell of the warrior woman Brynhild, who leapt into fire and rode to Hell to join her slain love Sigurd, and is challenged by the giantess.
I think Brynhild and Sigurd were in the Nibelungen lead, if I remember correctly. I remember reading that in college. I need to read it again, though. Sigurd is, like, really famous. Alright, these three symbols, so let's just move through.
The journey to Helheim is never a straight one. Each must find their own path. Align yourself to its secrets, and you will find yours.
I was thinking I might have to go over here, but I guess not. This is just here to be here, or maybe I have to just come here later. But let's take the stairs. Ugh. Oh. X is somewhere around here. Oh. Thought maybe that would be it, but I guess not. Oh, wait, no. X is over there, but let's see if we can find the others real quick. Oh. Keep moving around real quick. So this and oh, there we are. Really? Really? I could have sworn this was gonna be. There we go. There we go. I was like, come on, that is obviously it. Nothing over here. Let's get this door opened real quick.
Hela possesses large dwelling places in Helheim. Tall are her walls, high are her gates. The name of her dish is hunger. Her knife is famine. On her threshold all will stumble. Her bed is called sick bed, and her bed hangings are called flames of a funeral pyre. They say she is easy to recognize, half black and half the color of flesh, and her face menacing and grim.
Yep, that's the general idea of what Hell's supposed to look like. Although most people who don't know much about Norse mythology are probably going to think of Hel as the one played by, what's her name? She played Galadriel, Cate Blanchett, I think. They're going to think of her because of Thor Ragnarok. Which is sad that most people's knowledge of Norse mythology is going to come from the Marvel movies. Because the Norse stuff is actually really, really good. Norse mythology is fascinating. You can see why it's like captured a lot of people's like imaginations in the past. Think. How high up before the X goes? Very far. Can get it from one of these angles, it looks like. So... there we are. There we go. Alright, I got them all. Got all the runes, and now we are on our way. We're on our way from misery to happiness today. I could totally believe that this was the path to hell. I mean, just look at that door. But where's this giantess that I'm supposed to fight?
The gate. It's opening.
Uh-oh.
It's coming. That song again. It's Hela.
Yes, the source of the darkness. It's coming. This is your moment.
Oh, what the hell is that?
I'm sorry. I can't watch this.
That is
What are
terrifying.
you doing? You're showing weakness. You're not a warrior. You're a disgrace. The gods will punish you for this. Pick up the sword. Pick it up. Fight the darkness. Fight it.
Okay, the dialogue and the cutscene and the subtitles did not match up there.
Get up. Get up and fight.
So that's, oh, that's Hela. Shit. That's terrifying.
Stormy seas and lost souls. She's dreamt of this before. They say dreams are visions of our memories, thoughts, and fears, as seen by our inner eye. But what if each one of us is always dreaming, even when awake, and we only see what our inner eye creates for us? Is this what hell is? A world shaped by Senua's nightmares. Maybe that's why people feared seeing the world through her eyes. Because if you believe that Senua's reality is twisted, you must accept that yours might be too.
You failed the gods. You're pathetic. Rotten. Cursed. What were you thinking? Did you really think you could win? How stupid can you be?
So stupid.
Everyone hates her. She's cursed.
The shadow hates.
Look at you. A warrior. Worthless. Weak. Pathetic. Go on. Feel sorry for yourself, because there's no one left to do that for you.
Everywhere. You failed. What's that?
Take it. If you're too much of a coward to fight, then end the suffering. Broken and lost. Just like your sword.
Come on. There.
Why go on when you give everything and face that which torments you, only to find that it is worse than you could have imagined? Why go on? Is it really so weak to ask this? Or are we just so afraid of the honest answer that we do not dare pose the question? Sometimes the answer lies in a memory, a feeling, a song.
It's not real. It's a trick. It's not real. Listen to it.
Don't give up.
Dillian. It's
Not like this.
It's not real. It is real. It's a trick. Don't trust it. Maybe you're already dead.
Who are you?
Do you still believe in yourself?
No, it's not. It's a trick. She knows this. It's a trick. He's already dead. You know he's here. He can't be here. It's impossible.
Come to me. Please.
The light. Go towards the light. It's him. There he is. It can't be him. It's just a trick. It's in your mind. No, he's here. It's in your mind. It's real. It's happening. Go towards it.
I will, I will. Man, that was some pretty freaky shit. So we basically ran face first into hell. And like the character, the god, not the realm. And we failed. We couldn't overcome our darkness. And now we're finding that source that helps us overcome it. It wants us to go this way, so I will go this way real quick. See what I can find for lore. So we were there. That's the entranceway. We couldn't get inside yet. Yeah. We're getting closer. We just need to overcome something and to get to this last door. Let's see. Come on. Dillian, that you?
There it is. You're imagining it. It's Dillian. He's gone. He's gone.
Dillian, I have your head.
Could you keep going? How could you keep going? Ignore the pain. I told you it was to trick you. I told you. Where are you going? See, there's nothing.
Dillian, I have a head for you. Come on. Come on, Senua.
Before she first met him, she was not in a good place. Just a teenager, but not like the others. Barely functioning, she rarely left the house. Her father Zinbal made sure of that. Only occasionally did she venture out on her own. collecting firewood and herbs. Errands out in the Orkney Plains. That was her world. Like this one. Barren and lonely.
Okay, not that way. The Orkneys do sound like a very interesting, very desolate place to live. From what I've read about them. Seems like a rough living, especially like back then. Dillian, that you?
It's already disappeared. Nothing lives here, not even you. Yes. It's in your mind. You think you can see it, but it's in your mind. It's the tree.
There he was. The lone figure of a woman.
What's that? Under the tree.
Swordplay under the shade of a tree.
You have to keep
She remembers the first time she saw him. To her young eyes, he moved as if dancing, and the world danced with him. The gloom lifted, and for the first time in years, she felt a ray of hope.
The Northmen tell of a great hero. His name is Sigmund. His father's hall was built around a great tree, and one day, Odin comes and thrusts a sword into the tree, a gift to whomever can release it. Many try, but the sword only comes out at Sigmund's touch. His brother-in-law, King Sigurd, wants it, but Sigmund refuses him, so King Sigurd plots revenge. He invites Sigmund and his brothers to a feast, but when they arrive, they are met with an army, not a warm welcome. King Sigurd captures Sigmund and his brothers, steals his coveted sword, and readies them for execution.
Gotta find the rest of that story, because that's a story I do not quite remember. Oh, there's a culvert, ladder. Let's avoid going up there for right now. Unless this is the way I have to go, otherwise then I'm just kind of making myself a fool and cutting myself off from stuff. But maybe not. We'll see. I just want to get all the lore stuff that I can. Lore is fun to me. I'm looking on the. I'm on the lookout. Okay, nothing over there. This way goes on for a while.
Day after day, watching from afar, she mimicked him, perfecting her own secret dance, wishing those fleeting moments of light would stretch out to last forever.
Let's head back this way then and check that out, because that triggered, like, the narrator's voice. Alright. We go up this way. Aha, there you are.
Death for Sigmund and his brothers seems certain. But the king's wife is Sigmund's sister, and she begs for mercy and implores the king to chain them up instead. He agrees. Not for mercy, though, but because he plans an even more cruel and lingering death. Chained to a tree in the forest that night, a she-wolf comes and devours one of Sigmund's brothers. She returns, ravenous, night after night, until only Sigmund is left. The next day, Sigmund's sister sends a servant with honey to smear on Sigmund's face. But to what end? Well, that night, when the she-wolf appears again, you'll never guess what happens.
Guess you want me to read the story. Guess you must be over there. Can't open that door right just yet. Anything I can do out here? Doesn't look like it. Doesn't look like it. So I came up here mostly for the lore then. Hopefully I'll be able to find the rest of Sigmund's story. Keep going just a little further before we end the stream tonight. Oh. Invisible wall. Couldn't just drop down. Alright, I think we gotta continue on then. Because I can't find anything else over here. So, onward we go, through the silence. Might cut out this little section right here so that you guys can get there, get to where we were when we last went. Almost there, come on. Come on, Senua. Stop with that stitches, I said, we don't have a cramp. Alright. A corridor of broken ships. Another lore stone. Is this the next in the story of Sigurd?
As the she-wolf licks the sweet honey from Sigmund's face, he bites the wolf's tongue. The she-wolf pulls away, but Sigmund holds on. The chains break, and he is free. After his escape, Sigmund lives like us, hidden in the forest. His enemy, King Siggeir, believing him dead, as his sister plots revenge. And for vengeance to succeed, even the great Sigmund needs him. So she sends her sons to him. But their blood is weak and corrupted, and they're put to death by Sigmund. So his sister hatches a new plan, one that is cold of heart and pure of blood.
I wonder, do each of these stone runes mean that there's a lore stone for each area? I'm curious about that. That's really interesting. We'll have to see how that is. Dillian, there you are, good sir. A little far away, but don't worry, I'll get to you eventually.
No, it's a trick. It's an illusion. It's not real.
Of course I know it's not real. What do you take me for? Oh.
Where are you going? Where is she going? What is she following? You can't even fight. It's just
only she could do the same. See the world through eyes anew. And dance with it, just like he does.
Ah, this is pretty. Very sad, too.
What's your name?
Senua.
I haven't seen you before.
I don't leave home much.
Oh, Zenua's daughter.
I have to go.
Wait. Who taught you to fight like that?
No one.
No one.
Well, I watched you, and
You learnt all of that from watching me? You should become a warrior, you know.
me?
I'm Dillian. I'm here for the warrior trials. Just come and watch. And bring your sword.
You can't put it into words. That moment when you look into the eyes of the one who's supposed to reassure you, make you feel safe. It only takes an instant. Fear swallows you before you have a chance to make sense of it. And darkness becomes a part of who you are. But her world changed the day the Northmen took him from her. Senua knows that there's no going back to how things were. That there's nothing to go back to at all.
Stay still, stay quiet, hide, don't tell her.
Their gods can see into your mind. They will use this power to destroy you.
They won't stop me. I can still feel him.
Whatever's left of him, they will never let him go.
I'm not gonna let him rot here.
You're the one rotting here.
Leave me alone.
You will die here,
No.
and all your suffering will have been for nothing.
Dillian? Is that you? I'll find you, my love. I promise.
Ugh.
Can you see him? You want to believe it. Is he not real? Is he there? You're alone in these mountains. Is that Dillian? Nothing lives here.
Ah.
You won't.
Every
survive.
little trace of happiness washed
You met him by the
washed
tree.
away.
She met him by the tree. Maybe it's a sign, the tree. What's he trying to tell you? He's waiting for you by the tree.
I heard you, but I have lore stones to find first. Before that, Dillian can wait. Dillian is dead, so I think we have time.
Sigmund's sister trades shapes with a sorceress, and in disguise, she lies with her own brother.
Gross.
She gives birth to a son named Sinfjotli. After a time, she sends him to the forest to Sigmund. He tests the boy and finds him strong and fearless, and so they go to take their vengeance on King Siggeir. But luck is not on their side. They're captured, and Siggeir has them buried alive.
Well, that didn't work. Well, that didn't help very much at all, did it? Unless that's also part of the wife's plan. Could be. Alright, around the tree we go. There's the next lore stone, so... the beautiful mountains. Kind of reminds me of Alaska sometimes. Some of the locations, like the mountains and stuff. Definitely not the architecture. Bit too Scandinavian for Alaska. Alaska has mostly modern European architecture, modern American architecture, but we do have some areas that have a very strong Russian influence because Russia, it used to be a Russian territory up until the 1870s when it was bought by the U.S. Seward's Folly, it was called.
As Sigmund and Sinfjotli are being buried alive, Sigmund's sister throws an armful of straw into the grave mound. Hidden in the straw is Sigmund's sword, the gift of Odin. They cut their way out of the grave mound and set fire to Siggeir's hall. The king burns to death. Sigmund calls to his sister to come out so that she may live and be honored. She does come out, but only to tell him the truth. That she had slept with him, her brother, to beget a strong avenger. I am not fit to live, she says, and walks back into the fire. Strike vengeance from your heart, Senua, as there is always a heavy price to pay.
So his entire story was the idea that vengeance leads you to do awful, despicable things to get what you want, I guess is the messaging of that. Okay, so these stone... There's a bunch of these runes over here that have, like, these, like, standing stones with, like, these weird circles in them, so I'm guessing I might need to do something about that at some point. Are you our Yggdrasil stand-in? Are you our World Tree stand-in with all these hanging corpses and effigies on you? And this weird-ass light? One way to find out. Oh, this is Odin's sword.
A sword. Take it. Dillion left it for you. Take it. Take it. Take it.
Imagine a sword that can slay gods. Its name is Gramr. It was forged by the god of all Northmen, Odin, and gifted to Sigmund, a great warrior.
I need this sword. It's important. Can you help me?
The sword appears whole, but it is an illusion. It shattered into shards long ago. It is said a great warrior can reforge Gramr by answering the trials of Odin, one for each shard. The roots of the Tree of Death will take you to new lands where you will face the trials.
Go to the shard. Go to the shard. What's the shard? Find it. It's the metal runestones.
So, that's our next goal, is to find all the shards of Gramr and reforge the sword. The sword built by, forged by Odin and given as a gift to Sigurd. But I think that is a good place for me to stop for the day.